Hello, it's that time again. Get up, get off the couch, tackle your own to-do list. Stay tuned. Hello, Hamilton. Welcome to the Just Ask Bob show. I am your host, Bob Assadourian, and we kick it off with another viewer's email. Hello, Bob. Can you please do a show on how to build a gate? And Bob, what is your favorite material to use when building a gate? This is from Sandra in Stony Creek, Ontario. Thank you, Sandra. Let's jump to the second part of your question, my favorite material. I'm old school. I like wood. But a lot has changed over the past several decades. Now, we'll go through each type of material, and let me give you some pros and cons. First of all, with wood. Eventually, the wood may split, it may crack. Now, there's a lot of ways to enhance the life of the wood. You can use gorgeous cedar. You can use pressure treated. The latest pressure treated will last a long time, and it's very safe, environmentally conscious. Now, if you put a stain on it or a sealer, it'll last even longer. So that's your idea there with wood, and on the affordability scale, it is one of the most affordable materials to use. Now, plastic. Plastic has made leaps and bounds in popularity. There's plastic fencing and also plastic gate systems. Now, normally, if your gate is made out of plastic, it's probably connecting to a plastic type of fencing. Now, is that a top pick for Bob? No. But is Bob your designer? No. Your home, you have to live with it. Possible issues with the plastic, at least the fence sections, I've seen them sag. I've seen them really beaten by the UV rays. So again, you really have to research. Cost-wise, it's expensive. It's probably in between the cost of pressure treated with lumber and not quite as expensive as a wrought iron. So you have some choices there. Now, the last selection would be wrought iron. Wrought iron fencing, right off the bat, unlike the plastic and the wood, very little security. I mean, it's wrought iron. It's a design aspect. You can see right through. People can see what your possessions are. They can see if you're in your backyard, depending on the view or the angle. Now, they are expensive. Now, also with the wrought iron, again, staying with metal, that's essentially a metal gate. You can also have aluminum. Now, the aluminum is very plainly designed, very square, very linear. The wrought iron can have the curved metal at the edges. Usually they're a lot fancier, a lot more elegant looking. So again, lots of different choices that way. Now, as far as doing a gate show, you're in luck. We have footage we're going to show you soon of a gate that we worked on some time ago on one of our job sites. But let's go over now a few important items that you'll need to tackle your to-do list. This is the gate kit made by Peak. Now, believe me, this is an amazing system. Prior to this coming out, we build the gate the typical way. A lot more carpentry skills needed, but we usually put a brace on an angle at the back. The reasoning for the brace is to stiffen the gate to prevent it from sagging. This eliminates that issue. Let's go through the components. Very heavy, very well made, nice unit. Beautiful welding. Everything's welded on it. So again, very strong. So if you can see now, your left side of the gate, your horizontal 2x4 is pre-made to fit in here. Same as the other side. And then you need a top rail. So essentially this gate kit is 4 pieces. All the hardware is included, everything in the box. And 2 more pieces to finish it off. Very nice unit. This specific brand, I've been building gates with this for many years now. Never had an issue, never had a gate sag. Now, if we take a moment to talk about inserts, the gate you'll be watching that we did on our job site some time ago did not have any type of insert. And again, this is your own choice for decorating. These are lovely. These are cast aluminum, beautiful units. Now it does take some carpentry skill. If you don't use an insert, you're basically just putting up all your boards in a row. This you have to cut, measure, everything has to fit properly. We've got another one here. Lots of different styles, lots of different choices. I personally love when they have this. Some people don't because obviously people can see through. Speaking of design, Bob's driven around our entire city. Oh, and there's one gate I forgot to mention. It'll be coming up in the photos. I call this an old school Hamilton gate. Before pressure treated lumber, now in a lot of these new surveys, and people are even doing an old Hamilton, everything is privacy, privacy, privacy. What about a throwback to the day and age where there was the 5-foot chain link fence? 5-foot chain link fences, the gates were also made 5 feet tall. Now, as things change, this particular gate we took a picture of. The people, they slit plywood in behind the chain link to give them more privacy. So I've been driving around town. I have photographs of every single type. Watch on your screen now as I go over each one with you. Old school North End Hamilton gate, the same one Bob grew up with. This has had a little bit of modifications to it. They've stuck some OSB plywood in behind, I guess to add to privacy. This is nice. Now, you know what I love about this is neighbors that get along. You can tell they get along. They shared the style. I love the decorative feature at the top and beautiful inserts. Again, not my favorite, the plastic. I just find it looks too plain. But again, if you're fencing or your neighbors, the majority of them agree to have vinyl fencing or plastic, then you really have no choice. I don't think it's even possible to hang a wooden gate onto a plastic fence section. Not much security, but again, to each their own. Really, I mean, the only thing you can see here is the air conditioner, the tunnel, and you can see a portion of the backyard. But they are very, very elegant. But it's also nice if the adjoining home had a matching one. In this case, the picture is cut off, but enough of it does exist to see that the fence on the right, the gate on the right is a wooden one, and the one to the left is the wrought iron. This is pretty. This is beautiful. What I like about this is they project it out. They built out the left and the right with the 4x4s. They've got the nice vegetation growing on it, and beautiful woodwork at the top. Very, very nice work. Very nice too. It's stepped back. One's a lot plainer than the other. But again, it's a nice look. If privacy is not a concern, the wrought iron is definitely a good option. We've got another one here. This one's been stained. As we mentioned, staining the gate's important. They've put the insert in it. Stay tuned. After this break, we visit one of Bob's jobs and we'll show you how to build a gate from beginning to end. We've been working very hard at constructing this beautiful gate. Nice curve at the top, a lot of fancy woodwork and cutting, beautiful handle, nice latching system. Even Bob has his to-do list, just like I'm sure the viewers at home. Now, we're gonna take you back in time to show you exactly how we constructed this gate, step by step. We work fast. Don't take your eyes off the screen. Enjoy the show. The first part of the gate, using the gate kit from Peak. So as you can see, I'm measuring top, bottom, and middle. That's a two-person operation. A helper always adds the required assistance. We're fastening everything to the metal framework. You know, this really makes it an enjoyable process. This eliminates a lot of the difficult carpentry. Beautiful project, DIY project for a family on the weekend. Now you want to make absolutely certain that you're doing this on a flat surface, or else the ends teeter-totter to themselves. Makes it a little bit difficult. Now we're going to speed this up to get to the next step. Now, if you want to mount the box or the frame that you've just built, you want to make absolutely certain it's plumb. Fasten all through all the holes. The hinges have all the holes in them. And then as I'm doing now, I'm double checking, making sure that everything's been fastened. Now, once it's hung, you're going to install your boards. You have some choices, exactly like a fence. You can alternate the boards. That's called board on board. One board on one side of the gate, the other one behind it. That gives you a little less privacy, but it's a nice look as well. Or you can simply do what we're doing, which would be board to board. So that means all boards abutted tightly to each other. All right, we're going to speed this up now. We're going to watch Andy fly. Now, our customer did not want the choice of a flat top or square top. That's me on the jigsaw. And no, that may look like I'm freehanding it, but Bob's not that good. What you can't see at home is the pencil line. We cut out a cardboard template, installed it at the top, and that's the cutout now. We're back at the shop to pick up our stain. To protect your investment, and the work you do on your home is an investment. Whether it's a fence, a gate, or a beautiful deck, I highly, highly recommend the Super Deck by Sherwin-Williams. This product is phenomenal, especially for you old school painters out there. This is one of the few products from one of the few manufacturers that you can actually still get in an oil base. You know, you're spending your labor, you're spending your time. You have two options generally, latex or oil base. The oil base will endure the longest. Through the sun, through the snow, through the cold, it'll endure to protect your investment. Now, we talk about this often in the past about manufacturer's instructions. Believe me when I say the manufacturer puts the instructions in the literature or online for a reason. Some of these products are stringent on the drying time from the last time it rained, how long it has to dry, and after you've applied it, how long before the forecast will have rain occur. So it's very important. Now, this oil-based stain comes in lots of colors. Here's the booklet from Sherwin-Williams. Lots and lots of choices to complement your needs, to complement your taste. Definitely a Bob's top pick, the Sherwin-Williams Super Deck. Up next, Bob's top picks and Bob's Bewares. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It's time for Bob's Bewares and Bob's top picks. When it comes to constructing your gate, it's all about using the right hardware and the right fasteners. Pressure-treated lumber can be corrosive. It can literally disintegrate the wrong type of metal fastener. Bob's top pick right here. We have proper pressure-treated screws. It's a brown screw, which works really well with the pressure-treated coating on the sienna lumber. This screw will not discolor and stain the deck like a non-treated screw would. Bob's Bewares, flooring screws. Keep them to your subfloors inside the home. These screws are not treated, and again, I've seen many people use them. This screw will discolor and stain your beautiful gate, deck, or fence. Not to mention, eventually it'll corrode, and then what you fasten together will come apart. Now, on today's show, We have time, so we're going to take one more viewer's email. Hello, Bob. My husband used the wrong adhesive to bond styrofoam to insulate the backside of our overhead metal garage door because he uses it as a shop and wants to keep it heated. Bob, what type of adhesive should he have used, and is it worth it? Is it even worth it to insulate a garage door, or should we just buy a brand new insulated garage door? This is Christine in Dundas, Ontario. Well, Christine, I remembered your email when you sent it because a long time ago, nearly a decade ago, at my place where I have my shop is what ordinarily would have been a two-car garage. I've converted it to some extent, and I've done exactly what you're talking about. I've used the insulation panels up against the door. I used a much thicker type of insulation. Styrofoam will give you the highest R value. R5 per inch. So right here at Bob's shop, we have R10 on the actual garage door. It may not look the best because we're bumping it and, tapping things and banging into it, but the insulation value is amazing. Now, your husband here, I know exactly what he did, and it even happened to me some time ago. Typical PL premiums and construction adhesives, they will burn styrofoam. Let's take a moment to go through the whole family of PL. What we have here is the PL 300. Now the PL 300 says foam board right on it. This will not burn styrofoam, and it's probably a rarity in itself. It's one of the only adhesives that will not burn the foam because of the natural composition of the material itself. Now you want to follow the instructions, put it on. You want to make sure, there's different ways to do it. I was really fussy. So I cut the styrofoam, each section, 1/4 inch too small on purpose. So then what I did is once I bonded the styrofoam, I had a perimeter gap and I spray foamed in it. The same stuff you shake in a can. That allowed it to get really tight, and then we covered it with tuck tape. Now, continuing with the PL family is the 200 for drywall. People can use it for lumber or other light uses, but I wouldn't use it much anything heavier than drywall. Again, a very nice product. Always follow the manufacturer's instructions. This is PL3X. Now, there's a reason why it's called PL3X. PL brands this as being 3 times stronger than ordinary construction adhesives. So remember that, 3X. Now we have PL8X. Believe me when I tell you, this stuff is powerful. This came into the market, and again, the 8X means 8 times the strength of traditional construction adhesives. About 7 or 8 years ago, I was building a shower. Now, the tile was an extremely smooth tile, and the job called for ceramic soap dishes to be installed. Now, obviously, I scored the tile to take away some of the smoothness because you want to get in somewhere where you can bite. I applied, because with this stuff, less is more. I applied 2 beads. I stuck on the soap dish, but of course it wants to slide. So I used metal foil tape to stick it onto the tile so it stayed put. I let it dry 48 hours, double the manufacturer's requirement. The next day I was doing chin-ups off it. It would not come off the wall. I'm telling you, the most amazing bond you could ever ask for. Now, you may think that's it, but the research and development team at PL, they've come out with one more. I believe it's new for 2018. Simply put, PL Max. Apparently that's the end of the line. This stuff is, it's beyond amazing. Let me give you an example. All of these regular PLs, including the 8X, the sleeve is cardboard. One problem that I've had on my jobs is, I don't know if it's temperature conditions or it's the strength of the product, the consistency of it inside the tube, but when we put that in a caulking gun and we squeeze, we've had sometimes it blows out the side of the cardboard. The rep was telling me that this stuff is so powerful, they actually gave it a plastic cylinder. This won't burst. All of these are cardboard. This one will not burst. Now, I mean, I'll leave that to the imagination. You could only imagine what you're going to put together with this. Actually, some time ago, we were finishing sistering deck stringers, the stringers for the deck steps, and we glued two together that we weren't going to use. They only sat around for about 6 hours. We tried them, pry them apart. We wedged in 2 pry bars and 2 of us men pulling in opposite directions. It came apart, but the wood actually split across its own length. It will not come apart. Absolutely amazing product. My job as a contractor is to always stay on top of research and development. The good people at PL have research and development teams. We at R have Bob. I research and learn about products all the time. Every day I get up, I go to work, I learn something. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed the show. We're very easy to find on the net. Largest home improvement database on the net. www.justaskbob.com. Again, that's www.justaskbob.com. We have nearly 60 half-hour episodes. You can find them on our site. You can pause, fast forward, rewind, learn at your own pace. And if you want to just pick up the phone, Bob's old school. Pick up the phone and call 289-649-0196. Again, that's 289-649-0196. Thank you, Hamilton. I really don't like this.